Hey everyone, it's Elena. So since Procreate 5.4 came out, we've all been busy playing with the new brushes, and last week I updated my Gold Rush brush set, and a lot of you have been asking for tutorials using that brush set. So I thought it might be fun for today's art prompt to have the theme be exploring a new brush set by creating an abstract art piece with that brush set. So I will be using my Gold Rush brushes, but you can follow along with any brush set that you are excited to try. So let's get started. I think I'm gonna have the main focal point down in this corner. Let's start with etched alloy. Let's make a new layer and add that to the background. Choose a very light color and fill that background layer with a texture of your choice. Add traces of another light color in the same brush. I've organized my layers a little bit so that I have background 1 with this light colored foil, background 2, which I'm going to add something to now, abstract 1, which has these 2 focal points that I've added, and then abstract 2, which I will fill later. But right now I'm in background layer number 2, and I wanted to choose a light pink color and the brush called Shattered Foil, and this is down at the bottom of the Gold Rush brush set in the accents section. And I'm just going to add flakes with this brush and focus on these focal points, but also just spread them out over the whole background, which is why I've called this background number 2. In the same layer, I'm just going to choose a lighter gold color, and with the same brush, add a few more flakes. This is keeping things subtle, but adding some interest in the background layers. I'm going to move the abstract 2 layer below the first one and choosing a dark blue color in Frosted Flow, which is in the texture brushes. Let's add a bit of interest behind these areas. In that same abstract layer, let's choose this color here, which is kind of like a coppery gold, and the brushed steel texture brush. I chose this because I wanted to have some vertical lines since we have quite a lot of horizontal. So I just want to add a tiny bit of this brush to a few areas like that, just to give it a bit more interest. I'm zooming in to see what I like. I really like this, so I'm not going to cover that up. I don't love this, so I'm going to add a tiny bit here. Same thing here. I don't love this, so I'm adding a bit of texture there. Now I've added a new layer for some drawing, and scrolling down in the brush set, I've chosen my gilding pen and this dark blue color. I'm going to scribble in this layer above everything, let my wrist be loose and just see where it takes me. I'm just letting the lines cross each other naturally so that we don't have too many lines going in the same direction. Let's add a new layer. Call that accents. Choosing this rose gold color again, let's go down to the accents and start with glitter dust and just spread that around. I'm just going to put this underneath of the drawing layer. I'm focusing on different areas where textures meet. Let's finish by adding one more layer for accents on top. Choosing this rose gold color again, I've chosen the cracked foil brush, which is under drawing and painting. I just want to add a couple of flakes in my most important focal areas. I'm using pressure to create interesting texture. For the last finishing touch, one more layer. And let's choose our circle glitter, very sparse, with our blue color. I'm tracing along the lines that I previously drew. Let's have a close-up look at how this turned out. I really enjoy the up-close detail, and focusing on specific areas has helped us to have a more cohesive abstract piece that looks good from far away as well. Thanks for following along. I hope that you've been inspired to create something today, and I will see you next time.